So very good morning to all of you friends. Today we are with our third video on how to protect your child, and we are going to discuss about the possession sharing of the pornography. Earlier we had two sessions. In the first session we have discussed about the boys locker room case incident, its consequences, what offences are being made out, and what is the role of the various stakeholders. For example, what is the role of the person who have posted the material, the members who were the active member who were the inactive member, and what was the role of the instructor. In the second session, we have discussed about what is the pornography and what is the difference between the various type of pornographic material and what constitutes the child pornography. Then we have discussed about the offensive linking to the cyberbullying, cyberstalking, sending of the obscene messages, etc. So both of these videos are available on my YouTube channel, Cyberpundit. In the today's session, we are going to discuss about some of the advanced offenses relating to the child pornography. Just let me share my PPT with you. So in the today's session, we are going to discuss about the adult and child pornography. How does it make a difference? If we are looking on adult pornography, we are looking on a child pornography, their possession, their sharing, their transmission, their advertising. Second is can a person possess child pornographic material? And if a person possesses, what would be the liability? Then what is the liability for transmission, publication, and browsing of the child pornographic material? Then we are going to, when a person is using the child in a pornographic performance. For example, they are showing the child in some movie, some video where the child is being shown in a porn situation. And in the last, we are going to discuss about the role of the person, liabilities of the person who are creating the child pornography material. So before we start with, I would like to share that the effort is being made by our Cyber Research and Innovation Society, which have been founded to build the digitally secure future for the society. So consequent to the biased local room case, we have decided to educate the people and to create the awareness about the pornography. Because one of the things which was shocking was that in biased local room case, the minor children were sharing the child pornography and they were circulating it and they were putting the nude comment. Probably if they would have been aware about the gravity of the offense, about the seriousness of the offense, they would not have done the offense. And in our endeavor to create this awareness, we are doing these 5 webinars. 2 we have already done. 3rd we are doing today, and the next 2 we will do in the next 2 days. So our next webinar is particularly on what would be the liability of the companies, school, hotel, for photographic facilities. So basically, then we are going to see if any offense is committed in school, what would be the role of school authorities, and in which case they will be liable. And in the last session, we are going to discuss how to punish the offender and what are the do and do not that need to be kept in mind by the parent as well as the teacher of the children. So now we are going to discuss about what the pornography is. So here there are some particular issues related to child pornography which I would like to insist. So the very simple definition of pornography, which is given in the section 67 of the Information Technology, it says pornography means any material. So it can be in any form. It can be text, it can be audio, video, any form. It may be in the form of printout. So whether it may be physical as well as online. Second, lascivious or appeal to the prudent interest, or its effect is such as to pain to, deprive, and corrupt person who are likely to read, see, or hear the matter contained or embodied in it. Section 67 only speaks about the pornography. It does not speak about the child or adult pornography. So it makes every transmission of the pornography as an offense. So then there are 2 different segments of the pornography, child pornography, and adult pornography that we are going to discuss. How does it make a difference? So first and very important thing which uh, even I insisted in my last session, again I would insist upon it. That is a very important concept which you must understand. Uh, in the definition of the pornography, the last line you can see it said to read, see, or hear the matter contained or embodied in it. What does it mean? So we will discuss it with one of the case. So there was one of the case between husband and wife. So there was a dispute between husband and wife was residing with her parent. Husband sent the pornographic SMS to her wife. Mobile phone was lying on the table, and before the wife could see it, father of the wife picked the mobile phone and he had seen the pornographic message. Right? Now, father of the wife went to the police, registered a case under Section 67. Husband was arrested and sent to jail. When husband came out of the jail, he filed a petition in High Court. So the case is from the Aurangabad High Court. And in the petition, the case of the husband was that I have sent the message to my wife. I have not sent the message to my father-in-law. So wife is not objecting to it. How can I be prosecuted? So then the court has referred to these three words. So the basic implication of these three words is that when the obscene content is being transmitted from place A to place B, anybody who can hear, who can read, who can see can file a complaint. So he would be a victim. So High Court has stated that father of the wife was in a position to read, see, or hear, and the petition of the husband was dismissed. In other practical words, if a person is going in a metro or a rail, what he do? He start running a pornography on his mobile and start looking on it. But its implications are all the fellow passengers would also be in a position to see the same. So that would amount to transmission of pornography. So it implies even if a person is looking upon adult pornography, but he is looking in a position that other could see it, then it would be a criminal offense. Another beautiful example I give to you, that if a person is looking at adult pornography in his privacy at his home, but keep the window open so that the neighbor could see it, then neighbor can always file a complaint of transmission of the pornography. So that is the difference. Another thing is adult pornography. For the law for the adult pornography is that a person can possess in its possession. He can see in a private environment, but he cannot transmit. As far as the child pornography is concerned, its simple possession is an offense. Left apart possession, even if you are looking upon it, it is a criminal offense. Even if you are searching out for it on the Google, just go to the Google bar, write child pornography, offense is complete. Only in the last 1 month, on the basis of these search queries, Mumbai police has registered more than 133 FIR for searching the child pornography and have arrested 40% daily day. So that is the gravity. So that we are going to discuss in this session. So when we look upon the Information Technology Act, there are three provisions relating to the pornography. Section 67, which we have discussed in the beginning. So Section 67 means whenever the obscene material is being transmitted. Then we have Section 67A, which deals with the aggravated obscenity. So that means if the content which is obscene contains a sexually explicit act or genital, then it would be a offense under Section 67A, which is non-bailable and where the punishment provided is 5 years. Third is Section 67B, which deals with the child pornography. So if the material is contains the pornography relating to the child, or obscene material is being transmitted to the child, in both cases it would be an offense of section 67B. So these are the three provisions. Now we are coming to the child pornography. So basically child pornography has three components. In three cases it would be an offense of child pornography. Case number one, a person is calling, a person is communicating with the child and doing the oral communication about sex. It is a case of child pornography. He may be communicating about the adult sex, he may be communicating about the child sex, whatever he may be communicating. But if he is communicating with a sexual intent, then it is an offense of child pornography. Number two, if a person sends child pornographic data to the child, for example, the video, image, or simulated video. Simulated means even if you send something which is in the form of cartoon movie, and even if you prepare a sketch, which comes within a definition of sexually explicit conduct, then again it would be a offense of child pornography. Third, when you are sending the child pornographic data to the child, here it is immaterial whether the data is child pornographic or adult pornographic, but you are sending the pornographic data, either of them, right? So in the first case, you are sending the document. In the third case, you are sending. In the first case, you are doing the oral communication. In the second case, you are sending the child pornographic data. In the third case, you are sending the pornographic data. Whatever it may be. So in all the three situations, it would be an offense of the child pornography. In the second case, I would like to add, when you are sending the child pornographic data, if you are sending to the child, if you are sending to the adult, in both the cases, it would be an offense of child pornography. So coming to the definition of the child, so child would be a person who is below the age of 18 years. So this is the definition given by the POCSO Act. This is the definition given by the Information Technology Act. Now coming to the possession of the child porn material. So possession of the child pornographic material is a complete offense. A person cannot possess any child pornographic material in its possession, either in his mobile, computer, cloud, anywhere. Even you cannot possess. For example, if you are possessing something and police during any such operation come to know about it, they are also duty bound to register a FIR against you and arrest you, and they have no option, because if they do not do, then they are also committing the offense under section 21 of the POCSO Act, and they are liable to go to the jail. So that is the gravity of the offense. So that means, as far as the child pornography is concerned, even you cannot have any explanation. Why you cannot have any explanation? Because here the intention is immaterial under the section 67B of the IT Act. Section 67B start with the word whoever, and the very important thing is it does not include the word dishonestly or fraudulently. So intention is immaterial. So you cannot take the plea that I do not have any intention to do so, etc., etc. This plea is not applicable, not available to you. Under the POCSO, in some provision there is a it talks about the intention, with a sexual intent, but also under the POCSO, whether you have intention or not, the burden is on you. If you say I do not have any intention, that you have to prove it before the court. Because if the police files a case, the only inference the court will draw is that you have a presumption, you have a intention. Because that presumption is given in section 30 of the POCSO Act. So possession is an offense under section 67B of the IT Act, where the punishment is 5 years. Possession is also an offense under POCSO under section 15, where the punishment is for 3 years with fine or bond. Now coming to the possession in by the various entities. See, possession is not only an offense for individual. Possession is also an offense for, even if it is being kept in cyber cafe, in a school, or server of a company. So in other words, For example, a person goes to the cyber cafe. He downloads certain content relating to the child pornography. Then he leave the cyber cafe, but the moment it comes to the knowledge of that owner of the cyber cafe, he is bound to give a complaint to the police. If he does not give complaint to the police, he is liable to be prosecuted. So same is the situation about the school, same is the situation about the any company. So only the possession is justified for a very short duration, where the school says, where the cyber cafe owner says that now we have come to know about this and we are going to file a complaint with the police. But even if you committed a delay in filing the complaint to the police, the presumption would be that you are in possession, and the assumption may not be available to you. So that you need to keep in mind. So the only choice is that the moment you come to know there is some data relating to child pornography which you have not downloaded but downloaded by someone else, but which comes into your possession, into your computer, your server, you have no option but to file the complaint to the police. Otherwise, you would be an accused. So browsing. Now coming to the browsing. Browsing means, as I have discussed in the beginning also, the moment you browse on the internet for child pornography, browsing itself is an offense. So if you open a Google search engine, on the search bar you write child pornography, you click on it, you get a number of websites. Even it is a complete offense, which is a non-variable, where the punishment is 5 years. So here I would like to remind you that recently the Bombay police has registered 133 FIR only for the search, only for the browsing. So then the one question which will come to your mind, that I am browsing, how they come to know? So they will come to know because they have introduced number of software. Through the software they can get this data, and also they can get this data from Google. And there are other ways to get the data that we will come to. Right? Then we have the collection of the child porn material. Collection, see, even browsing is an offense, the collection is an offense which is more aggravated than it, though the punishment is same. So even if you collect any child pornographic data online, offline, in the form of a printout or a document, or you download it, you comes into the possession of data by any means, then it would be a complete offense, and the punishment is 5 years, fine is up to ₹10 lakh, and the offense is non-bailable under the Information Technology Act 2000. Under the POCSO, it attracts a punishment up to 3 years, fine, or both. So I am here sharing with you very interesting case of uploading the child pornography. So this is one of the case where one of the lieutenant colonel of the army had shared some data relating to child pornography. He uploaded on one of the websites. Now kindly appreciate, when the data was moving through the routers, one of the router in Germany captured that data. And given a there, see, in the Europe, when any data is captured by the ISP relating to child pornography, the systems are automatically, the complaint go to the police. So there, when it has been intercepted by the router, the complaint was filed before the German police. German police informed the Interpol. Interpol informed the Indian Interpol, CBI, and CBI arrested this lieutenant colonel for the offense. So I tell you, similar type of complaint against the thousands of persons are pending before the different crime branch and CBI, which has come from the foreign countries, where the complaint is from their police, which they have forwarded to the Interpol, that these are the persons who have access to the child pornography from a particular IP address. So it's a clear way, clear route to come to you. And police can approach anytime any person, because now they have the exact information with the date and time when that particular child pornographic material was accessed by any person. Now coming to the next and the very another aggravated form of the offense, it is again When you use the child in any media, any pornographic content, it is also an offense. Even though you may be using it into a video, in an image, in a telephone or internet for the purpose of sexual gratification, representing sexual organ of the child. Another two things which you need to keep in mind: it may be real, it may be simulated. Only the requirement is it should be a child. Second, no complaint from child is required. Only if the child is there, that is offense is complete. So it is also one of the serious offense, which is under the provision of the POCSO, and punishment provided is the 5 along with the fine. So it is a punishment is provided under section 14. So there was a similar case in the Kerala, where the complaint has come from the Interpol, and the Kerala police has arrested 20 persons for uploading exchanging child porn on restricted website. So this case is available on the internet. You can go, you can see. So kindly beware. If you are possessing, you are sharing, you are downloading, do not think that nobody is looking on it. Everything you do on the internet leave its own digital footprint. Again, such offences has a very serious repercussion in the society. Once you have become accused for the such offence, you will lose the entire respect into the society as well, apart from the punishment which you have to face. Now coming to the creation of child pornography. It is an offence, again an aggravated offence, similar to the use of child. Now the very important point is creation. What the creation means? Creation means if it is in the form of text, you may be using it through SMS, you may be transmitting it through MMS, or even if you are writing or creating some content. Second, you are creating the images, real or animated. You are creating the video, capturing own abuse. Suppose if a person is capturing his own abuse with a child, or capturing the image of any other person with a child, both are at equivalent level. Both are a criminal offense. And the another person who is providing the photographic facilities, for example, there is a photographer who have called, a person have called or hired for creating child pornography, he is equally liable. He cannot say that I have been hired for my professional purpose. No. Any person who is providing the photographic facility, either a cameraman or a videographer, they are equally liable for the offense, and there is only one exception: if they go to the police and file the complaint, they report it to the police, then only they are being exempted. Otherwise, it is a complete offense, and even during lockdown, the Kerala police have identified more than 300 people who have downloaded and uploaded the similar content. Another thing which I would like to add is, when you transfer any material in the online medium, even you cannot take the plea that it is not created by you, because you would be presumed to be an author of such content. So that one is, it is governed by section 464 of the IPC. Secondly, now we have the various judgment of the High Court, which says when you transfer any SMS which is obscene, or an infringing SMS, defamatory SMS, you would be an author of that SMS. So that is the one presumption when you forward anything. Then we have the sharing of the child pornography. So here, just for the purpose of clarity, we have divided it into three parts. First is unicast sharing. Unicast sharing means a person is creating a SMS or any in a content in any email, and he is transferring it to another person. If it is a content of adult pornography, it would not be an offense if both the parties agree. If it is an offense of child pornography, it is a complete offense against both the person, even if they agree or do not agree. So in both the cases, it would be a complete offense. So here we are talking about one-to-one transmission. So it's unicast transmission. Second, we have the multicast transmission. Multicast means where a person is sending to the large number of persons. What has happened in case of the vice local room case? So if you are sending it on the social media group, close group, Twitter, Facebook, WhatsApp, LinkedIn, in a group, then all the group members are live, including the person who is transmitting. So here, two things I would like to add. Number one, if it is adult pornography, it would not be an offense until a member make a complaint. Kindly appreciate that even if a pornography, adult pornography is shared in a group, and a person goes and make a complaint, then the sender will become an accused, though other member will not be, right? Again, it depends on the factor. But in case of child pornography, like what happened in the boys' locker room case, even if all the member agree, nobody make a complaint, still somebody come to know, it would be a complete offense against all the person. No person can take a plea that I am active member or inactive member, and even group administrator would also be in that. Another thing where I would like to add here is, in case of adult pornography, group administrator may not be liable until he has sent the content or did some overt act, like he put some comment or something like that. But in case of child pornography, all the member, irrespective whether active or inactive or administrator, would be liable for the offense. It is a offense against the state. Police do not require any complainant who need to come forward and make a complaint. So that is not required. In case of adult pornography, that may be required if it is in a private group. If there is no person who has seen it. But in case of child pornography, that is not permissible. All person would be liable. So now this is one of the case where in similar case which was where the German police has given a complaint to the Interpol has given a complaint to the CBI about a WhatsApp group Triple K. It was a group of 29 persons who were sharing the data related to the child pornography. CBI registered the case against 7 persons in India. So again, I am saying that please do not think that if you are accessing child pornography, nobody is looking upon it. It has its own digital footprint. Again, one thing I would like to add is, if you are sharing the pornography in a group with a consent, and all the members have given a consent for it, then even after, suppose even after 2 months or 3 months, a person who has given a consent, and again now after 2 or 3 months the person goes to the police and file a complaint, that consent would become immaterial. So that means even if something you are sharing with the consent in case of adult pornography would become an offense, even if a particular member goes and file a complaint. So that would be again one of the additional risks which you are carrying if you are sharing that. Now coming to the broadcast. Broadcast means when the data is being shared to the public at large, for example, on the website. So if you go on the internet, there are a number of websites where child pornography data is available. So here, first thing I would like to add is, whenever the pornographic data is published or transmitted, as we have discussed in the beginning, it may be adult, it may be child. Anybody who can see, hear, or read can file a complaint. So, implying that logic, every website on the internet where the pornographic data is being published is committing a criminal offense. And in fact, I would say that is one of the reasons which has corrupted the mind of our children, mind of the minor students, even who have shared the data in case of the bias local case. Because for a child, if he is able to see that on the internet the data is available freely on the website, then he will always think that what offense I am making. So it is very important that all these websites should be blocked. And in fact, it is a duty of the government of India, it is a duty of the police, it is a duty of the Ministry of the IT that they should block all the website, and all the website attracts a criminal offense which is an independent offense. No complainant is required. Now coming to the P2P sharing. In case of child pornography, because it is one of the serious offense, not only in India but most of the countries, and one of the grave offense. And in other country, even the punishment is more than what the punishment is provided in our IT or in POCSO. So, but now it is happening. So this child pornography data which we are looking on the internet is just 5%. 95% of them is shared through the chat group, shared through the FTP, SFTP, or P2P in a encrypted channel. So what happens then when the data passes through the encrypted channel, then this ISP or their router cannot detect. But even when the data is being shared in a P2P network, so the moment I share in P2P network, what my computer do? It broadcasts. It broadcasts that this data is available to me. So it is broadcasting to the public at large. Public at large means the nodes at large which are connected to that P2P network. So then it would be a criminal offense if any one of them make a complaint. In case of adult pornography, for child pornography, no complaint is required, and police can take the action on its own moment they come to know about the offense. Reporting of the offense. So when a person come to know that an offense relating to child pornography has occurred or has the apprehension that it is likely to occur, he is duty bound to inform to the police as per section 19 of the POCSO. And if he does not inform, he is committing an offense for which he is liable to be prosecuted under section 21 of the POCSO, where the punishment provided is 6 months. So one of the case on reporting of the offense. So this is one of the case where the offense relating to the child pornography occurred in the school. And what the school authority did, they tried to resolve the matter between the parties. They tried to make a compromise between the parties. Offense was registered. School authorities were made as an accused because they had not reported it and they were involved into hushing up the matter or closure of or pursuing the parties to compromise. The moment there is offense of child pornography, you do not have any option but to file the complaint immediately with the police. There is no other option. So we have another judgment of Sri Lata versus State of Kerala by the Kerala High Court, where the Kerala High Court has held where if the principal has not informed, the principal would be prosecuted with, in the same case of child pornography with the accused who has committed the offense of child pornography. So both would be tried together. So if you are a school authority, if you are a principal of school, or if you are a teacher of school, take how much risk you are taking by not reporting the offense, because then you have to face the entire trial with the accused itself. So liability of the police under the POCSO Act, if you go to the police, give a complaint of child pornography under the POCSO Act, police is duty bound to register it. If they do not register, the police officer is liable to be prosecuted under section 21 of the POCSO, and he is also required to go for imprisonment up to 6 months with fine. So another thing I would share it with you. On the internet, the concept of policing is different. In the Europe and in US, now they have moved to the proactive policing. So proactive policing means their police officer becomes part of the groups, part of the cartel of the accused, and then they will be collecting the evidence, because the reason is tracing the offender on the internet and collecting the relevant evidence becomes very difficult. So this is one of the case where one of the person was arrested for the child pornography. Then what the police did, they become part of the same group and they continue to collect the information about the other persons who were collecting the material, who were sharing the material, and then they prosecuted all these persons. So if you are becoming a part of a group at the international level, national level, be aware there may be one of the person who may be the police officer who can give the complaint, and then you would be liable to be prosecuted. So if you have any question, you are most welcome. You can send us mail. We will have your question today because now we are taking your chat one by one. So it would be one directly to me. It will not be accessible to the other member because in the last session we had seen some of the member have put the vulgar comments. So that is one to one, and even apart from that, you can whatever question you have, you can always send the email to us in the next two sessions. One session is tomorrow at 12, and another session is on Saturday at 12. Whatever question you will send, we will certainly discuss with you. With this, I thank to all of you for attending this session. I would request all of you to create the awareness about the child pornography as far as possible, so that because whoever the children who is committed in the offense in case of the boys paper leak case, kindly appreciate they are also the minor children. What caused them to do so? And in fact, I would say it is in fact the fault of our government because they are not blocking the child pornographic content on the internet. If it is blocked, to large extent the problem can be resolved. And such a mechanism exists in the foreign countries. What is the mechanism in foreign countries that people are they have divided the website into two parts, black and white. So they would continue to identify the pornographic website and they will inform to the police, and all the websites which contain pornographic material would comes within a category of the black website, and in one single go the internet service provider will block all the websites. So we have the first question from Bhupender Singh. The question is, can you share your thought on the prosecuting children under POCSO or IT Act or IPC for these offences? Cases where the accused himself herself is below 18 years, will section 82 and 83 shall apply, or there are other considerations? So here only I would like to add is, when the person who has committed an offence under section 18, the offence would be tried by the juvenile justice board, not by the regular court. That is the one thing. Second, under section 21 of the POCSO, the minors are exempted from the reporting. So that means if the minor has come to know, but he has not reported, so he cannot be prosecuted for that violation. However, an adult member, companies, organizations, schools, all are liable to be prosecuted. So the second question we have, kindly send Aurangabad High Court judgment name. Certainly in the next session tomorrow I will share it with you. It's a really very interesting case, and in fact this is one of the bases which tells us, because what would happen if these three words are not there in section 67 regarding the read, see or hear? So what would happen? All the unscrupulous element, the person who wants to commit the offense for pornography, they will continue to see the pornography on their mobile, on the iPad, on the laptop and computer, and they will say that we are looking. So here, even if somebody is looking on adult pornography, the burden is on him that it should not be seen by anyone else. Even if he has kept the window open so that anybody can see it, the offense is complete. He cannot take the plea that I am looking at the adult pornography and I would like to see it, I did not want to show to another person. So this defense is not available. Because if you allow this defense, then you will see that everybody would be sharing the pornographic material in a public domain. So there is no other question, and with this we are closing this session. Again, with our endeavor to spread the knowledge, we will come with in the next two sessions. Please share whatever question you have. Last session would be very interesting, how to punish the offender. Wherein we are going to discuss how to collect the evidence. Though we would have the limited time, but we will give you the certain steps which are required to be taken, or certain consideration which you should keep in mind while going for the prosecution and collecting that. With this, I thanks all of you. Thank you.